Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And this is going to be an interesting run. Basically, the entire reason I am recording this is for those of you guys that are going to be checking out my Iron Juggernaut pet taming video, but have never done Siege of Orgrimmar before. So, Siege of Orgrimmar is found here in Pandaria, and it is in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. When you come here, you need to be in the Old Vale, meaning if the Black Empire, anything like that, World Quests, anything like that is here, you need to come up here to Zadormi up in the Mogu'shan Palace top area and switch it to the old world. And then you're going to go ahead and come over here, and you can do this on either normal or mythic. There's not actually a heroic version. This was the first raid that it became mythic, and you cannot get the parts on LFR, so don't even bother. Save yourself a lot of time. So let's go ahead and come in here. We're going to be doing an entire run. I'll be kind of quiet for the most part. This is basically just a companion piece to my other video to show you guys how to run around and get the most out of a quick run, because you can pick up all the paint buckets and you can hold on to them. I did that on Greeley. But real quick, there is two things I would suggest doing: making sure you're running with Trailblazer, and then also make sure that you have Barrage. Barrage makes a lot of these little encounters just a little bit easier. So thank you guys for checking this video out, and if a full run is not something that you need, then please, you can click away. Thanks for checking out the video, and yeah, we are just going to continue to get with it here, because this is arguably, I don't know if it's the biggest raid. Maybe Sanctum beats that out, but it is a large raid. You cover a lot of ground, and I'm honestly still sick of this raid. I used to do this on technically 4 different. Oh god, yeah. So back in the day, this was this was the raid I did my cutting edge raiding on when I played over on Illidan. So because of that, I did this on LFR, Flex, Normal, and then eventually Mythic. Alright, so for the first boss is going to be a Mercius, and this is one of the reasons why you want to have your your Barrage. Otherwise you'll rarely see me run with Barrage. So you can basically just kind of hang out in the middle, kill all these Shaw puddles, so then because otherwise they heal the boss up, and then we're just going to do this, and so then you can catch quite a few of these on the other side. And then once its energy bar goes below, I don't remember what it is, 25, I don't think it actually goes to 0, then the encounter's over. So this is actually one of the longest encounters, and the cooldown of Barrage lines up pretty well with it. Once in a while you get lucky, and you get a lot of Shaw puddles all on one side. So this raid does bring a lot back for me. A lot of fun times. I remember learning this fight for the first time on Mythic, where everybody took a rune and you just sidestepped to the right. Super cool, and it's kind of sad. I don't actually talk to any of those old guildies from back in the day. Oh, didn't do very well there. But you can do this on Mythic, and starting with the next expansion for 11.0. So the big sought after items in here are obviously going to be the mount that drops off of Mythic Garrosh, but also the shoulders that drop off of Mythic Garrosh as well. And you can actually learn those on any character in 11.0. They are removing those restrictions, so that'll be super nice. So you can come in here on your Hunter, and you might as well do it on Mythic, because Mythic's pretty easy at this point. This raid did come out in 5.4. Gosh, like 5 expansions ago. Hard to believe. But yeah, that was the first boss. So I'll put timestamps down in the description of the video. Why the heck not? We'll just make this a full fun run. Before everybody has absolutely clicked away, what do you guys think of my Mog? I think it's pretty cool. I've been working really hard on my Mechagnomes Mog, obviously playing a marksman hunter here. So it's really nice to have Trailblazer run around, get that 30% movement speed, and also just aspect of the cheetah, keeping that going as quickly and as efficient as possible. There are a few Mog pieces that I still need, so I will be looting everything. You can actually make a little bit of money, in fact. It's not obviously the goal, but you can make a little bit of money by selling the tier pieces back to the vendor, because they are still 50 gold for whatever reason.
Can it be? Oh no.
Alright, so then we come over here into the Vale, and then we're heading over to the Neuroshin encounter. You don't actually fight him, you fight the corruption, but you know what I mean. We'll zoom our way through here. Cho will somehow beat us. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. So then we have Neuroshin over there. And unfortunately, I wish they had cut a lot of the RP out of here, or give us the option to cut a lot of RP. And they did, speaking of things that they have cut, made easier. Doesn't help us with the pet, which is the main reason I'm recording this and the main reason we're here. But they did make a skip, so you can skip, I think, all the way to the end. Unfortunately, if you do skip all the way to the end, all the doors are locked and you can't backtrack. Otherwise, that would be a great way to get to the last I guess the Calaxy, and then the last 3 bosses, which are going to be Spoils of Pandaria, Thok, and then also Black Fuse. And Black Fuse is one of the enemies that drops one of the pieces we need to build our bot. And I will be trying to unlock the last color for my pet tame video in this. I don't think I actually show it off in the other video, so I will build it when we get to the very end of this run.
You stand tall and proud atop your accomplishments, and this will be your downfall. Should you wish to defeat the
This was definitely a fun raid. It wasn't my favorite, I guess. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Throne of Thunder was my favorite, but I didn't do a lot of heroic, or what would then be considered mythic raiding back then. But I definitely did in Siege of Orgrimmar. Unfortunately, it did burn me out completely, and it actually killed my guild as well. And I just didn't have the I don't know, the want, I guess, to try to find a new guild and do that all over again in Warlords. So I kind of took Warlords off because of it. Probably would have still played it even if I had a guild. Okay. Hey, those are the tier legs. That's cool. So, alright, so this next boss is going to be Shaw. And Shaw is the trash before it, because you actually have to spawn him. The trash before it is one of the main reasons, not main reason, but a big reason that I run with Barrage in this area. You can take a lot more out. You can take a whole corner out than just trying to multi-shot them all down. See if I can get them all here. Maybe. Close. A lot of stuff to loot, but they're still RPing anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. There we go. So Neuroshin comes in here, cuts their RP short, and then here comes Shaw. And Shaw is the one that drops the corrupted Gorehowl. Shaw of Pride. And then let's see what we get. Roll the bones. Anything good? There we go. That's the sword, actually. Actually didn't have it on. Wait, that is not the sword. Excuse me. Is that the sword? Oh, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe he doesn't drop the Gorehowl. Ignore that I said that.
Look here.
I was mistaken. I was mixing them up here. Let me see.
Means he's completely unhinged.
Doomed care, all classes.
Regent Lord. King Rin's fleet is converging on Orgrimmar as we speak.
Maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know why I got that mixed up. Maybe it is just Garrosh that drops it. That would, you know, make too much sense. Yeah, there we go. That's what I meant to say. This is dropped off of Garrosh. So there are quite a few really cool items that drop off Garrosh, including the mount. That one's the same as the pet that we're going after. It also drops. I really like this. I don't know why, but I really like the Spire of Supremacy on several of my caster characters. Oh. Alright, so we just had to wait till the portal. So we're going to take the portal to Orgrimmar, and then go to the 5th boss, which is going to be Galakras. Unfortunately, Galakras for the longest time was bugged, like really bugged. So much so that you could not pass. But they've broken the fight now, and I've done it 6 times in the last 2 weeks to make some of my videos, and it seemed to work a lot better now.
Champions, I'm counting.
Yes, thank you. Make a portal. Thank you. Alright, so we have to clear all of these cannons that are up top here, clear all 7 of them and blow them up. Like, the cannons don't take damage, but they do blow up with the bombs that are right next to it. Do that. There's some decent transmogs. Not that one, unfortunately, but some decent transmog value items in this expansion, so you might as well try to loot if you've got the bag space, which bag space will be at a premium later, that's for sure. Excuse me. Oops. There we go. I'm too small for this. This one, yeah, and if you're too close, they like knock you back. I remember you could nuke yourself when you hit the bombs back in the day. We had a guy that would do that. I don't know if it was on purpose, but he did it often. I should be able to reach everybody. Yeah, perfect. And then you can always feign death, because if you attack these cannons, they, like with barrage, like I just did, they can keep you in combat. So if you don't have your feign up, you might be standing around for you know, a couple seconds, just depending on how long it takes them to drop combat. I cannot wait, since I'm a Mechagnome, I cannot wait for this mount to be a dragon riding mount. Super stoked for that. So, alright, so this is the 5th boss, and this is arguably, if I have to talk about a boss at all in this entire raid, it's probably this one. So this one, oops, they're gonna kind of wait for me to talk to them down here to start the encounter. So here comes the boat. This is actually kind of cool. I've never done this on Mythic from the Alliance side. I don't think it changes too much. But you'll talk to your leaders here, start the encounter, and then it used to be you would go up the left first, you'd stop, all these enemies would come down through here, then you go up the left, over here, and then there's some more adds, and then you go up the right, and then when you have 2 people up at the top, you have to shoot Galakras at the same time, and then that knocks Galakras, stuns him, and then knocks the rogue up there off of Galakras, because you'd have to take her out as well.
We're going to need some serious firepower.
Commandeer those towers.
Perfect. So on Mythic there is an extra ad that like fights up here, because you're gonna have to defend a bunch of gnomes or goblins as this up here at the very top reaches 100%. I wonder if that was gonna reach. It did not. So this is the guy we have to kill. And so we have to basically save these little gnomes. We don't want them to take too much damage there, and we can just kind of hang out. I had never tried that barrage, and it does not work. So then there'll be, once this one gets to 100%, there'll be like a mini boss that comes down. I think the first one is the snake. She does a lot of poison damage, but obviously it doesn't really bother us too much. So here we can kind of hang out, and the reason I stand up here is that with our mastery, our range is enough to where we can kind of hang up here so we don't have to keep running back up. This was a lot of fun, this fight was. I remember doing it, progressing this one on Mythic. I actually wanted the bow that drops off it. I never saw it whenever we were clearing content. This one took us a little while. One that didn't take us long actually was the Iron Juggernaut, which is the next boss, which is going to be up in front of the gates of Orgrimmar. It's actually, of course, the one that we're getting as a pet. I think we took like 3 pulls. We got real lucky. It was a really messy kill if I remember right. But we had a couple of people that just decided they were going to basically suicide so we could clear it, and we did. So that was always cool. I think the hardest, other than Garrosh himself, the hardest boss encounter for us was the Dark Shaman. For whatever reason, we just had such a problem kiting them around the zone. It's kind of funny looking back how you easily walk through it now. All right, so take down the mini boss, and then they're going to start shooting at you. So you just run up the tower. All we need to do, and we only need to do one side now. Like I said, they finally broke it. So let's go ahead and pop our way up here. Perfect. So you can shoot the drakes, because that's what you were supposed to do, is clear the drake, so then you have a clear shot at the drake that we're after. But what we'll go ahead and do is just get a shot on Galacras, and then if we shoot him again as soon as it happens, boom, and now the Warlord has been blasted off, so now we know we can jump right on down. This never actually works. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to actually click it again. Duh. I think I would remember that after all these years. So alright, so they have fixed it, so now, it will eventually pop down here. Galacras will come hang out, and then we will move on to the next boss. But yeah, you want to make sure that it says that she was blasted off the mount. Here comes Galacras, and down it goes. After all these years, still didn't get the bow. Alright, so now we're going to move our way back up to the gates of Orgrimmar, and that's where the Iron Juggernaut is. And this is the first enemy that will drop an item that we need. Wow, that's a lot of achievements that just popped in guild chat right there. So this is an amazing thing. With all the buzz from BlizzCon, new expansions, a lot of quality of life changes that have happened in Dragonflight, we've actually had players that stopped playing in Legion come back. So that's what you're seeing down there in chat right now. It's such an amazing feeling to see all these friendos back, and I cannot wait to see how many more come back for 11.0. Bonk. Alright, so it should drop what we need. Perfect. Now we're just going to kind of wait. Alright, so now we can just, this is all RP. We can just go whoop.
Don't think we're here to save you, troll.
Oh, whoops.
We're here for
Forgot.
Kalimdor.
Bonk.
Forces inside the gates while we distract the enemy.
Okay. I just noticed that it didn't drop the item for the pet. That's interesting. We'll see if everything else works the same. Regardless, that's the enemy that drops it. So I'm just gonna go Dark Shaman. This would have been a death sentence back in the day. Yeah.
What have we done?
I can.
Thrall and Sourfang have already gone
Okay.
down below.
I should be alright with skipping most of this. So if I can't, so you do have to have one of the items that creates the pet to actually, I believe, to pick up the paint canisters. But if they're not clickable or they don't show up, I do know where they are, and we will make a pit stop. So I will show you guys, like, as you're walking up to the area where you can be looking for them. We'll let Gammon hang out. These shadow mages were not fun to deal with. I never realized that was there. Doesn't actually work though. Alright, so since I'm Alliance, these guys actually don't like me up here. But if you're Horde, they're nice. Alright, so the first paint bucket is going to be the green paint bucket, and it's right here. So I actually can click on it. Perfect. So that's where the green paint bucket is, and again, it's right here in the cleft of shadow. Zoom! Let's go ahead and keep on moving, and then we just head into where the dungeon is in-game, into Ragefire Chasm. There's a lot of invisibles and stuff like that in here. This should be right here. And then we'll take on Nazgrim, and then we'll go to Malkarok, and then we'll find the next paint bucket.
No alliance has ever struck me down. Do you think you are seasoned enough? I am not.
Goodbye, Nazgrim. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, so see, these are still worth 50 gold apiece. Not too bad. See if I can make this. Yay! Don't have to wait. Okay, cool. Keep on moving. So this is on the way down to Malkarok. We have to actually take him out first, and then we can go to the next paint bucket, which I believe the next one is blue. And then we have teal, and then there's finally like the grayish one.
Nazgrim has failed us. Corcoran, destroy these intruders.
So you do have to destroy this. Bonk. Who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky with some cool transmog, make some money while you're doing this as well. I'm always about the money, so even like, you know, I've made 1,000 gold so far just on stuff. So if you're wanting to do the achievement for Malkarok, it's that guy right there, that corrupted skull splitter. Otherwise, we're going to keep on moving. We'll go up. I should have put a timer. I guess we'll see how long the recording is. I should have put a timer up on the screen, because this one does take a while, particularly if you want to kill all the bosses. Or if you want something from the later bosses that's not Garrosh, like if you want something from Calaxy or Blackfuse, something like that, you are going to have to take a bit, unfortunately. Alright, Malkarok down. And now let's go ahead and go and pick up the next paint bucket. So, Barrage and Aspect of the Cheater are paying dividends for us so far. Can I jump this? Nope. Denied my little legs. So, alright, so once you get down here to the Corcoran Warwolf barracks, stable, pens, if you will, the blue paint bucket is right over here. So again, here it is on the map, and then the paint bucket is right here. So yep, this is blue. We'll go ahead and take blue, and we'll head back out, and then we're going to keep moving, and we will come to a triple fork in the road, meaning this is where you can do boss 10, 11, or 12. And that would be what, like I said earlier, which is going to be Spoils of Pandaria, which is where the third, I guess, Thok is also there, and I wasn't counting Thok, because Thok is after that. There's quite a few bosses in this raid. But you do have to do the spoils fight before you can actually do Thok. It does block it.
Chaos in the city streets.
So you have spoils to do, or you have black fuse, and then eventually the Calaxy, which is the Paragons of the Calaxy, which is the penultimate boss.
The Korkron are making a push for this compound. They're not giving up.
It's kind of cool to see this from the Alliance point of view.
Scout on ahead and see if you can flush Garrosh out of hiding.
It's amazing how I've played this game for so long, but there's half the game I've really never seen. Like in detail, I suppose. I've done some stuff on Alliance as well, but not as much as I have on Horde. Not even close. It's like, who's zapping?
Oh, hello, friends. Just about to
Perfect.
close this. Looks
Alright.
like the real fight's going to be down here.
Shredder. I wonder if I can not tame it. Never tried that one.
Got your back.
Alright, so that's Black Fuse, that goes to Paragons, that goes to Spoils. So let's go ahead and go to Spoils for now. Spoils show you where the next paint bucket is, and then we'll go to Thok, and then we'll go over to Black Fuse, Calaxy, and finish this video up. So here, this wing has two bosses. One of them here. This one was actually not soloable for a long time. They finally broke the fight. Thank you, Blizzard. Appreciate it very much. And this is also how you go and you get the Thok pet as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just say whatever. Blood and Thunder. Loktar Ogar. Alright, so if you guys are unfamiliar with this, you have to click all these boxes. You need to get basically 100 points. I think it's 50 points, but 100%, and then you click the lever. Couldn't think of the word. Then you hit the lever, and then you go to the opposite side, and you basically have to do that 4 times. So we start off here, and if you are new to this, I would suggest just start with the big boxes first. And this has a timer. If the timer goes down to 0, you do die. So don't die. You could also just click a bunch of little ones. This was a different way that you could do it back in the day. I know I have a big box. I actually don't think I have enough right now, but it's fine. I'm not in any hurry. I'm not gonna die, anything like that. I used to have an add-on. Honestly, I used to have these memorized about what percentage they gave. I don't remember that anymore. I kind of blocked that out. Gotta actually hit this big one here. And then there's like these different sparks that you have to worry about. Oh, I was off by 1. Alright, so I've hit it. So now it turned colors. And now I have to go to the other side. So now I take this little chain. It gives me speedy feet. And then it wants me to go to the opposite section. So we're going to do that. And sparks are already going off in here. Totally fine. And now we're going to deal with the Mogu. So it's Mantid and Mogu. And there's one of each on each side. I don't remember if these were random or not. Like, not like I know that Mogu is always going to be on this side of this, in this sector, if you will. But I don't remember if what was in the boxes was random. If you guys are still watching this, thank you, and let me know. Do you guys remember? Did you do this on Mythic? All right, so we're good there. Now this should open up. So now we're halfway done with the encounter, and now we're just gonna let it power up the boxes. Let's go ahead and grab some of these boxes now. Okay. I just realized that the Overseer is still talking. That's all the way back in, I didn't deal with any of the NPCs in outside the Dark Shaman fight, so they are just now finishing their RP. So G just got killed, unfortunately. Part of that is the achievement too. Should have just clicked this big one. I don't know what I'm doing. Yep, there we go. So then I'm going to click this one, and then I'm going to take the chain back up. And then that's it. Whoop. Jump right on in. We would have definitely been dead back in the day. Those sparks go off, you're good as gone. And I guess there's 2 bosses in this raid that you, if you don't know what you're doing, might be annoying. Not like annoying, but just like confusing. And this is one of them. The other being Galacras. Just because if you don't know to hit it twice, you know, not to say you couldn't figure it out. Alright, one more. And that's the spoils fight. Alright, so that voice we're hearing is Black Fuse as well. So, let me in. So then I can show you guys where the paint bucket is.
Welcome back, Siegecrafter Black Fuse. Have a great day, and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Nothing good. Oh, that would have been a terrible drop back in the day. Alright, so it's like we're leaving the storage area, and it's actually going to be back down here. So, I believe you have to clear it out, though, first. And here is the next paint bucket. So, again, if you're looking at the map here, this is going to be for the teal paint bucket. Alright, so let's go ahead and go finish up by taking out Thought, because I don't think we can actually progress to the very end, which is where we actually have to be, we have to take out the Paragons, which I guess, you can, lost my train of thought, never mind. Oh yeah, you can soft lock the penultimate boss. You can soft lock the Paragons of the Calaxy, so you want to take it nice and slow with them. I've unfortunately done that before. Luckily for us, it's fine because we can just feign and then reset. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and shoot Thok and call it a day here. Ta-da! All these other things are still going to hang out. I actually have never made a Thok video. It's actually not too difficult to get Thok as a pet in World of Warcraft. Maybe that'll be something I do as a little fun video at some point. There's a lot of them out there though, so I'm sure there's a lot of the Iron Juggernaut as well, but oh well. Alright, so now we're just going to go over to Black Fuse, then Paragons, grab the last paint bucket, and then maybe we'll kill Garrosh for fun. I don't know. Garrosh has a lot of RP, and the fight even now takes a little bit, because basically the way it worked back in the day was he had such a big health pool, you basically had to take him from 100 to 0 4 times in his first phases. I think it was 4 times, if I remember right. And because his health pool would have been so large, so basically you brought him all the way down, then he healed, then you brought him all the way down, and he healed when he goes into these different Shah phases. And it was a very interesting fight, a very long fight, particularly. I remember when we were progressing, we got him all the way down, and we thought that we were done, but then there's a phase 4 where you go to Stormwind. Yeah, wasn't ready for that. Alright. We made it out here. And like I said, this is a long run. I hope you guys are in it for the long haul. I feel so bad for all these plate users who have been trying to get the Tusks of Manoroth for so many years and having to do this each and every week. This is also a place when you bring Shayna Spark Fizz down, she can soft lock as well. It's not at the end of the world. So what I do is I get into melee with these guys, because otherwise then the mine will try to just bug out on you. Alright, so I get into melee. These guys are usually fine. It's Shayna excuse me. So she's gonna zoom over here with her posse. Alright, so I'm gonna kill that first. And then gonna let her disintegrate some stuff. I'm actually gonna take out her crew first, and then I'm gonna take her out. There we go. Alright, so it did look like it actually worked, because once he says that, that means you're good to go, and you're going to come fight Black Fuse. And by the way, Black Fuse sucked. Back in the day, I was the one that was on these, whatever these are called. Words escapes me. Yeah, those. It was not fun. Conveyor belt. There you go. Perfect. Interesting. He did not drop one either. I don't know. I'm unsure why they're not dropping them, because I've only done this week. Or I did, the first one was last week. Last time I ran this on Mechagnome was, oh, I ran it on Tuesday. Excuse me. I did run it on Tuesday. So I was thinking I ran it out last Monday. So that's actually why I'm not getting them to drop. So you can only get one drop a week. That's a good way to test that out, by being a bonehead like I am so often. So that makes sense. So you can do the different difficulties. They don't share a lockout per se. Well, I mean, they share a lockout, but not on gear, like per difficulty. So we'll come through here. And on normal, I don't believe that trash is there. This stuff here. I don't think it was, at least. Well, because that's where there's an what's his name? Sarfang is over there. Like, he's like, "You've come from the surface," as he's at 5% health and bleeding out fast. Alright, so you do have to clear this room. Once you clear the room, then you can take on the Paragons. And I wouldn't use AoE abilities on the Paragons. I would do it one at a time, if I were you. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and click it. So then there's different groups. There's usually, I think it's 3 of them out at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and just take out one. I'm going to let the next one land. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Boop. And then I'm going to let the next one land, and then I'm going to focus on taking the next one out. Make sure I take on Haste next. Bonk. Try to aim on this son. Alright, so Corvin Prime is not happy with us right now. Poison Mind. Pop him. And we're just going to double check. So we still have a couple more out. So I'm going to let this guy hang out for a little bit longer. And then this, oh yeah, I forgot, you can get all their titles and stuff like that. Part of the achievement. It's vicious assaulting me, no big deal. Bonk. Alright, there we go. Got ourselves a little bit of a Mog for our trouble. And finally, I'm not actually going to go take on Garrosh. It's a pretty straightforward fight if you are wanting to go try your hand at the shoulders. And by the way, if you're doing this on your hunter and you do end up getting the shoulders, don't vendor them. Keep them in your bags, so in 11.0 you will get the look on your plate users. That's huge information. Alright, and then the final paint bucket, and this is going to be the gray paint bucket, is going to be right here. So just after taking on the Paragons of the Calaxy, you come over here to the left, and wouldn't you know it, there's the last bucket of paint. So we have officially all I didn't put them all in one spot, I guess, in my bags. Whoops. But we have all 4 of our paint buckets, and this is where we are going to end our run together. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant. Sorry this kind of turned like into a walk, I don't know, blast from the past, like a walk down memory lane, so to speak. I had planned on not talking that much, but you know what? This was kind of fun. This is almost like a little I don't know, guided tour, if you will. I don't know, but this was so much fun. This was a lot of fun to do as a raider. It was very stressful though. That was one of the main reasons where I was ready to be done with hardcore mythic raiding, and we didn't even. I would even say we were hardcore. Like we weren't like, you know, top 200 in the world, like pushing type thing. Like it took us a while to kill stuff. But this was so much fun, and I'll probably be quiet now. Maybe I'll leave this on here at the end. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it if I get the Tusk of Mana off, because that would be pretty cool. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.